Or a second?
I'll move it.
Second.
All right. Call the roll, please.
Director Jones,
Aye.
Gale,
Aye.
and Clark.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, next item is the action item, and what we're going to deal with here is the pension funding bonds early payoff policy, and that's CFO Thomas's department. And the recommendation is to consider revisions to the pension funding bonds early payoff policy and refer to the full board. Do you have any questions?
No question.
We're going to have a presentation
We're
yet?
going to have the presentation.
I'm available to do it if you would like me
Oh,
to.
she's saving it.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Take a quantum leap into the resolution.
I was kind of rolling through this a little fast,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, not at all. It's really up to the committee. I am available to briefly speak about the policy, and I will just tell you that really what's in front of you for consideration is a revised pension funding bond early payoff policy. So for background, the district issued pension funding bonds in 2004 to fund certain pension obligations. In 2008, the district adopted a formal policy to set aside money every year to pay off the bonds at the earliest possible dates. And that 2008 policy assumed that the amount set aside would earn 4.5% interest every year. And really, since that time, the actual interest earnings have been much lower than that. So as a result, through the annual budget process, the amount deposited has been adjusted to reflect that, so that sufficient amounts would be available to pay off the bonds when they're callable. And really what we're recommending this evening is just an update to the policy to reflect that actual procedure that's already being used to calculate the amount that's required to be deposited to ensure that the original intent of the policy to pay off the bonds can be met. And that's in brief what we're recommending, but I'm available to answer any questions.
Just a quick one. I noticed we moved from ending in 2025 to 2026, and was that also a change, or was that the original?
So the actual call date of that last series of bonds, while it's in the calendar year 2025, I believe is in the fiscal year 2026.
Oh, that explains it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other questions? All right, do we have a motion
I move that.
and a second?
Right, I second the motion that we move this to the full board.
Okay, yeah, because that's what the recommendation is. Oh, okay, let me repeat it again. The policies to consider revisions to pension funding bonds early payoff policy and refer to the full board. So we have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Director Jones,
Aye.
Gale,
Aye.
and Clark.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, the next meeting of the policy committee is to be determined. This meeting is adjourned.